Hey crafty peeps, so I figured I would try recording my voice in this one, and if for any reason you guys prefer the music, just let me know, or feel free to play music and to turn off the volume. So anyway, I'm using this set from TGF, I'm sure most of you guys know them, and a My Mind's iPad. This is obviously an Easter card because by the time I post this, it's going to be the day of Easter. I'm using my Copics there to line the outside because whenever you're fussy cutting anything, you don't want that white edge showing. It just gives a more professional look. So I just wanted to show you guys there as an extra little tip for anyone who's a beginner. And then I'm Copic coloring. I'm leaving my bunny white, but I am using E4 and E41, I believe, just to give a little bit more depth to the white either way, because even when something's white, with Copics, the great thing about all the shades is that you can add depth even when you're not adding very much color. And then I'm using my Colorless Blender just to smooth out those lines for the white because I don't want any real creases of color showing. That's the whole part of the effect that I'm doing. And then I'm also going to be painting in the bunny's belly and ears with R22 and R20, and then I like to let it fade out and use my Colorless Blender so it goes into a white, almost like an ombre type effect. And y'all know that I'm like obsessed with ombre, so yeah, I thought it would be cool and look really nice. Now I'm just adding a little blush to his cheeks because I just think it makes him look that much more cuter, and I really like, this is one of my fave TGF stamp sets. As you guys can see there, I'm doing the little hill effect that I like to do where I just went in with a pencil and I lined how I wanted to cut it, and I did the same thing for the green pattern paper. And if you guys have seen my other card videos, you know that I show how I usually do that, and I use a pencil to kind of like line out where I want to cut things out to create that effect, which is a great way to add dimension to a card in a simple way. I'm using my adhesive gun there to just add some hills to that, or yeah, with a flower pattern. I really liked that pattern that I used, but I felt like it was really busy, so I wanted to use kind of like the green to add dimension as well as to kind of tone it down for the overall effect of the card, and I think it worked really great, like the colors together. And I'm using my scissors there to take the little adhesive back part off the little foam nubbies because sometimes they're really hard to get off, so that's a great way to try to get them off sometimes. Now I'm just deciding where I want to place my bunny, and I'm going to want to stamp him before I actually place down the one I've already colored up, because I want to have that little balloon string, and when you obviously whenever you're cutting it out, you're not going to get that fine string, so you just want to stamp it ahead of time, and then you can just go ahead and glue your image and everything you have prepped ahead of time over that. So, and that's something I'm pretty sure I learned from someone else on YouTube as well, so it's just a great way of saving yourself time. Now I'm just using the set from Creative Time actually, and it's an actual Easter set, which is really cool because I didn't even realize if I had like an Easter sentiment set, so that was really handy. I'm pretty sure I got that off SY as well. And I'm using my gross looking Versamark pad. I don't know what I did to that pad that it got so many little dots of inks on it, I swear. And I'm going to be using my little Martha Stewart little push pad down. I'm not sure if that's what it's called. I give everything random names, but you guys are going to see that in a haul that I haven't posted yet. And now I'm just using some embossing powder in white just to get like a really crisp looking sentiment, and I'm just doing it on top of that little clear Recollections thing I had left over from a package just to keep all my dust in where it should be, all my embossing powder dust. I love that. And now I'm just embossing it with my Pink Pig heat tool, and that is what it's called. And that sentiment says, "There's no bunny like you." So I thought it was perfect because I'm actually sending that to my friend that I told you guys about in my haul. His name is Chase. And so, yeah, I want to make the card look absolutely perfect. And obviously, because we're all perfectionists in some way or another in crafting, even though nothing can ever really be perfect, but perfect to me. I'm just adding the banner now. That paper's from the same paper pad that I'm using from My Mind's Eye, and I think the pattern goes perfectly because, you know, I have the dots on the banner and then the dots on the balloon, the polka dots, so I'm kind of keeping the card consistent in that sense, which is a great thing to do so that all your card kind of like flows evenly together. And that's just something I've always done. That's not really something that, you know, I learned anywhere. It's just something I try to do, like keep a certain amount of consistency in threes. Just like there's polka dots on the bunny, now there's on the banner and the balloon. And I'm actually using my Copics to color in those pearls. That's a great thing about Copics. You can use them to color in lots of things because they're alcohol based. So they will change the color of those pearls to pink, because I decided I wanted more of a smaller looking pearls versus the big one I originally was going to go with. And I really liked how it came out looking. Another way of, you know, adding dimension and flow to your card in a set of 3. Just like I have 3 elements of polka dots. And then I punched out that little heart as an extra element because I just thought it would go perfect in that balloon and go with the whole feel of the card I'm trying to achieve.
I was a little girl alone in my little world who dreamed of a little home for me. I played pretend between the trees.